Now this is a tough one. With Battlefield 1 it is fairly difficult to label a best gun for each class, and coming to an agreement with everybody watching this video will probably never happen. Take the medic class for example. Some of you may think that the Fedorov is the best, while others might swear by the autoloading 8.35. Some might love the Selbst ladder, while others may prefer an optical version over a factory loadout, or even the brand new Farquhar Hill. Each variant has its place, and for sure it depends on what map and mode you are playing. However, for the purpose of this video I'm going to try and take a look at the best weapon for multitasking in each class, and the best one for close, medium and long range. I'm thinking of a weapon that can really do it all, and not one where you're going to have to specialise in one particular thing. Maybe it's not the best at close range, maybe it's not the best at long range, but it is a very good all-rounder, and a weapon that you wouldn't really have to switch if you didn't want to mess with your loadouts. This video will also serve as good advice for new players coming to the game. There will be some over the Christmas period. They'll be looking and thinking, what gun do I pick for this class? This video is a pretty safe bet if you choose the guns I'm telling you, assuming you've got the DLC, because some will dip into the DLC guns. You'll have a pretty good time and you'll have a gun that will be good at all things. In my opinion, DICE should consider balancing a few of these weapons more carefully, and as I will show, there are several reasons for this. I also want to make it clear that these are not my go-to weapons or favourite weapons at all. I'll mention what I personally use as I go through the video, just to add some depth. I'll look at each class individually and try to focus on one specific weapon, but in some cases there are a few that should be considered as real contenders for the top spot. As always, let's get some healthy discussion down in the comments. I always enjoy reading people's opinions on this, and whether you agree or disagree with me, please try and add to the discussion and not take away from it. My Discord is also a great place to discuss such things, the link for which can be found in the description below. Instead of doing things in order, I'm going to start off today's video with the support class. Now it should come as no surprise that my go-to weapon is the Parabellum if I want to clean house. This is a weapon that arrived with the In the Name of the Tsar DLC and has quickly become a fan favourite if you are running in the support class, and if you play on PC at least, the weapon melts enemies within half a second at close range. The fire rate is ridiculous, and anyone with a bit of recoil control can turn this thing into a laser. The bipod also allows for some serious suppressive action at range with awesome killing abilities, made even better by its 100 round magazine. On console, I assume the gun is far harder to use, and that is probably why I see a lot more players running with the BAR, but on PC, it is by far and away the most insane close range gun in the support class in my opinion, assuming you can control the recoil. Seen by some as an automatico with far more rounds, I would suggest DICE take a look at the damage with the weapon in a patch. Soon enough, everyone with the DLC will have unlocked this gun, and trust me, the complaints will start rolling in. Of course, there are other weapons in the support class that are good. I love using the BAR Storm for aggressive run and gun action, and weapons such as the Perino can be mega effective at distance. For me though, the Parabellum, along with its silly fire rate, large magazine and ability to suppress and melt enemies, gets the top spot for the PC version of the game. There are of course two variants, and depending on the map or range you intend to play, choose accordingly. As I said though, if you want something that is more stable at longer ranges, you should look elsewhere, as the Parabellum can be a handful. So for my console pick, I would suggest, and I know it's a lot different from the Parabellum, but I would suggest going with the BAR and maybe the BAR Storm. I've tried using the BAR Storm a lot more recently, and for certain situations I do prefer it. This one is really hard to make a decision on, as in Battlefield 1 all of the weapons have a particular strong point, as I discussed at the start of the video. Let me know in the comments what you prefer, the Parabellum, the BAR, or something else altogether. Now on to the Assault class. How many times have you been killed by a player in the Assault class who is using one of the following weapons? The Hellriegel, the Automatico, or the Model 10A? I'm guessing over 50%. That's not right, and it says something about the balance in this class. My overall winner for a great all-rounder and decent at everything weapon goes to the Hellriegel. Ease of use, large magazine, decent hipfire. The Hellriegel can perform fairly well in the hands of anyone, and is good on the console version of the game too. I don't feel as if it outperforms the Automatico at close range, nor will it beat a decent medic, support or scout loadout at medium to long range, but that's not what it's for. It's for players who can't quite be accurate enough to warrant making the leap to the medic class, but still want to be aggressive and get lots of kills. In my opinion, it holds your hand way too much and is a frustrating gun to get killed by. I think most people will agree that this weapon is very good and can do everything pretty well. However, I don't personally like it that much, and certainly don't think you should settle for it. The Automatico Storm is a beast at close range and in my opinion is probably the best hipfire, spray and pray close range weapon out there. The Model 10A is also still broken, used by tons of people, extreme damage, city range, broken hipfire, console aim assist. It's broken. I have to give the best all-rounder to the Hellriegel, but the other two provide great alternatives if you want to kill people with ease. Even the new Machine Pistole, probably pronouncing that wrong, but the new little G18 handgun thing you get in the DLC is amazing, but it still doesn't get close to the Automatico in my opinion, just because of the Automatico's range ability. You can still kill people at mid-range quite comfortably with that Automatico if you aim for the head, and even when hip firing you can do a lot of damage. As a new player coming to the game, you can't really go wrong with an Automatico. A lot of people will then suggest you move on to something else like an MP18 or another weapon. But for me, really, whether you think they're balanced or not and whether you like them or not is completely up to you, it's subjective. But objectively, looking at the Assault class, the three I've mentioned are probably the best. Now this is the one that will get people talking. The Medic class has many weapons that can be seen as favourites, such as the RSC or the Fedorov Avtomat. Are you counter-sniping? Well, the Selbstlader 1906 is probably your best bet. For the best all-rounder though, I would have to settle for the autoloading 8.25, Fedorov Avtomat, or the brand new Farquhar Hill Optical. The 8.35 is the best if you have godlike aim, but for average players like myself, the 8.25 provides a good all-round experience. That was up until recently though. The new DLC brought with it the new Farquhar Hill, a weapon that comes with a Storm and Optical variant. The Optical is my favourite, and as you can see from the gameplay in the background, when you connect the bullets and keep yourself behind some decent cover, you can destroy loads of enemies without having to work that hard. I find its 3-shot kill ability at closer ranges is fantastic, and it still works well at longer ranges, albeit at a 4-bullet kill. I found myself getting more headshots with this weapon than I was used to getting with the autoloading 8.25, and I guess it's down to the fire rate. The Farquhar Hill has a slow fire rate and can't really be spammed that much, so you do spend more time getting your rounds on target. It also has a healthy magazine, meaning you don't have to reload that often. 20 round magazine, 3-second reload. I've made a video specifically on this weapon because I enjoy it so much. I don't usually make a lot of loadout videos on specific weapons, usually more of an overarching class video, but this one was so special I decided to make a video on it on its own. So for new players coming to the game, stick with the 8.25, the autoloading 8.25. A great gun. Very good for close range stuff, hip firing. It will probably improve your aim too. I would then suggest moving to the 8.35 if you don't have the DLC. That gun is really difficult to use but very, very rewarding. If you do have the DLC, the Fedorov Avtomat is very fun to use. In my opinion, the Farquhar Hill is the best, but again, try them all. Let me know what you think. I think the Farquhar Hill Optical is the best gun in the class by far. Now on to the Scout class. This one's going to be pretty short and sweet. There is only really one option with the Scout when it comes to the best weapon, the SMLE Marksman. The stats don't lie, and unless you are a die-hard Scout player with enough experience to pick and choose your weapons depending on the scenario, I can't recommend anything but the SMLE. 10 rounds, a great sweet spot, nice bullet velocity, it has it all. It says a lot that the best and most consistent sniper in the game, in my opinion, Ascend does, uses this weapon the most and it is his go-to. There are some other weapons that I quite enjoy using too, however. The Martini Henry and Vitali can be fun, whilst the M1903 Sniper is a good long-range option. The gameplay you can see in the background for the M1903 is provided by Corey. His channel can be found in the description below. So overall, they're my picks. You can see them on screen, my picks for each individual class. If you had to have one and never change your weapon again and just stick with one weapon for each class, not something that you'll all be doing, but if you were to do it and if you were coming to the game and thinking, what gun can I get to make me as good as possible, they are my picks. Maybe you agree with me. That would be a rarity on one of these loadout videos, but maybe you do. Thanks for watching guys. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below and I'll catch you in the next video.